All right, everybody, what is going on? Long time no see, or long time no talk in my case, since there's no webcam or anything like that. We're taking a look here at Super EZA STR BROLY. This is the last gasp of a dead celebration here, so I don't really know how it's breathing, because this celebration hasn't really had much going on, but here we go. We got Super EZA STR BROLY. I wasn't able to get to calcs on this guy. I'm actually just getting home. It's currently 10:30. That's been my average arrival time for the past couple days, so I'm sorry. I haven't really gotten calcs out for this guy. There was also some unknown as to whether or not he would be updated on his Super EZA, and they did not change him. So let me go over his passive real quick, and we'll talk about it. So let me switch over to here. So just real quick what he's doing, since I didn't actually do a calc video for this guy. 200% attack and defense at the start of turn. Now, this is the part I believe that people were concerned about and trying to figure out. So this says 150% attack and defense when attacking. This is a little bit deceptive. So I've talked about this in the past, but most on super attack buffs, or on attack buffs or dodging buffs, things like that, all activate in a second phase, right? So this would be a multiplicative buff to 200% in most cases. Unfortunately for BROLY, I believe this is a start of turn buff. So whenever you attack, think about it as this 200% right here going to 350%. So you get a small little boost, but it's not the giant boost people thought it was going to be, which is a little bit unfortunate. I think they should have made this like a multiplicative buff because it would have made him crazy, but it's fine. Maybe it would have made him too strong, but who cares? Like, this celebration has been full of really good characters and then events where, like, you can't use them, so... anyway, then this is the multiplicative part of the passive right here, and then also some damage reduction. You get 30% attack and defense and 10% damage reduction with each super attack performed, so pretty good. You know, definitely a pretty solid ability. That's the multiplicative buff. So you essentially have 350% at the start of turn, and then 150% on super attack. And then remember, he does do this raises attack for 3 turns, which is a 50% raise as well. So this doesn't change on Super EZA, though, just the passive. He does create rainbow key spheres, which is really, 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 really valuable for his teams. So all you need is another planetary destruction or pure sand category ally. That's really his only restriction, which I'll definitely take. He is a support unit with rainbow key spheres, so pretty good. This kind of works in tandem together. It's nice that he is also supporting superclass allies, even just a little bit right there. Oop, there goes the cord. So yeah, not the most support in the world, but still nice that he has that. Extreme class allies, key +1 attack and defense, plus 20% per key sphere obtained. Again, very, very valuable right there. And then he does get a 50% chance to crit and an additional super attack for every 2 rainbow key spheres obtained. The most rainbow key spheres you can get on a turn is 5. Probably the average that you'll see is maybe 3, 2 to 3 probably. There are going to be turns, though, where you can get 4. I have already used this guy a little bit. I used him in both of the new stages, and that's actually where we're hopping in right here, is into one of the new Supreme Magnificent Battle stages. Everything else about him is the same. He's got his typical BROLY link set. He only has 6 links because he's a really old character, and not all of them had 7 links back then, so... stats are really pretty good. He did get his own special skill orbs from that Natade Village Crystal Quest, so if you still haven't farmed up those crystals and gotten everything out of the Baba Shop, be sure to do that. I'm probably not going to make a video on it, but guys, like, if you made it into 3 minutes and 40 seconds of my yapping right here, please, 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 please go farm up those crystals, because there is a lot of really valuable equipments and things like that in there. So the stones in general, people should want to get. Now, people are going to look at this and probably think that I'm crazy for my build and the cord issues, but I did mostly go crit for him. My only reasoning is, like, he does get crit with rainbow key spheres, and 4 rainbow key spheres will give him guaranteed crit, so it's probably a waste, but I was like, how about we just maximize his crit? Like, I was pretty happy with his additional. I probably could have given him more additional, honestly. I think dodge is probably the smartest build for him, but I just didn't want to spend the stones to change it, and I didn't want to, like, these skill orbs, I was like, these are good enough, so we'll see how he does. I think this team has enough protection around it that BROLY's not really going to be a liability, so just as kind of like a 6th or even 5th option on the team, he's going to be pretty solid. We are linking up pretty well right here with the Tech BROLY. Remember, Tech BROLY is supporting as well. Right here, so extreme class allies, key +2, 60% attack and defense, guards all attacks, so, yeah, pretty good right here from BROLY. What do we want to do? I guess let's go ahead and pop this guy's domain, because that'll give us just a little bit more stats as well. Let me make sure the skips are on. We'll go ahead and pop that. Now, another thing I do want to talk about real quick, just real quick in his passive. So Broly is an AoE character right here, and we are facing multiple enemies. The way these build-up type passives work right here is that they build up, like in AoE, will trigger multiple parts of this. So you see how we're facing 3 enemies right here? One AoE is going to count for 3 of our 5 attacks that we need to do. So if we double AoE right here, then Broly's going to be fully built up at the end of this turn. So we need to prioritize getting him at least 2 rainbow orbs, which I think we should be able to do pretty easily, like right here. So let's go ahead and grab this. Actually, let's grab this and see if we can get him 3 maybe. Yeah, right here. So we can get him 3 orbs right there. I guess the 3 doesn't really matter. Like, it only really matters if you get 4. But still, it's fine. We can get 3 right there. So again, we have 5 out of 7 links activated, everything except for Super Saiyan and Berserker. Of course, Berserker just being like, I don't want to call it terrible, but just inconsistent is what I'll call Berserker. Tech Broly's going to hold down slot 1 very nicely for us, as Tech Broly does. Again, we are getting support here. We have Int Broly's domain. I don't know if I showed STR Broly's... No, I did, because I showed his links, and that shows his defense. So you guys can let me know what his defense was looking like right there. I'm sure it looked decent. Considering, you know, he gets a little bit of stats on super attacks. So we'll see how he does right here. Again, we should be able to get him fully built up after this turn. So he starts out at a 7.86 million attack stat. Again, he's got like a 50% chance to crit here, plus my 20 hidden potential crit build. So that's pretty good. And then we got the additional from the rainbow orbs. And then we could do 1 more right here if he gives us the hidden potential system. Please go ahead, buddy. He does not. Okay. So maybe I will, by the end of this video, go ahead and change him to full, or like maybe I'll bump up his additional a little bit more. Because like right now I think I have that crit defense skill orb on him, and then I think I'm giving him the, I don't know if I'm giving him the crit, like there's 2 gold skill orbs. There's like a 5 crit, 3 additional, and then there's like a 3 crit, 5 additional. I'm not sure which one I have on him at the moment, so... anyway, let me go ahead. We'll get STR Turles next to him here in a few turns, and we'll go ahead and take a look at him with a little bit more support as well. So I'll cut right here, and we'll come back in just a minute with more STR Broly footage. I'd say he looked pretty good so far. Pretty much all the damage that we've done on this turn is from him, or like to them is from them. You guys know what I'm trying to say. I'll be right back. All right, everybody, so we are back on rotation right here, and I think I'll just leave Tech Broly untransformed. I could transform him right here, but, I mean, he's got type advantage, so I'm not too concerned about this AGL Trunks doing anything to us. We're at 769k defense right here. That is pretty solid. Remember that our defense is going to go up a little bit, not a ton. I could go ahead and calculate it, actually, and show you guys what it's going to be. Let me do that, actually. You guys seem to like whenever I bust out the calculator, so give me a second. Let me bust that out. Okay, so as you guys can see, we are at 769,087, which does match up with this defense right here. So we can see most of Broly's defense active at the start of turn. The only thing we can't see is that extra 150% that doesn't activate until we attack. And again, this will add into our start of turn buff. So if we're kind of looking at this spreadsheet right here, this is our defense stat, this is our buff that we get from the leader skill, this is what we go up to for links, and then you'll notice that this is where we change. This would be our start of turn without like a domain or anything like that, and without any buildup. So you can see we're multiplying right here by 3.8. What that is that's the 200% that we get at the start of turn, plus the 80% that we have up from the 2 Broly's supports right here. So we have their supports up, and that's what's causing us to be at 3.8 right there. So 200 plus 40 is 280%. You add in the base factor of this, which is an additional, like you add 1 into the formula, and so you get to 3.8 as the number for that, because 280 as a 280% as a decimal would be 2.8. You add in 1 for the base factor, so that gets you 3.8 for the multiplier. And as you guys can see, we tie out within about, 3. There's some rounding that goes on in here. Dokkan generally, I think, rounds everything down, so that's why I'm a little bit higher than them. And then this right here is with the extra 150% included that we get. And so you can see we'll get up to be about over 1 million defense right here with 50% damage reduction. So I'm not entirely sure how the Tech Broly's defense works. I don't know if that kicks in later or if it has to be in slot 2, or if it's only for the first turn. I honestly don't know. I would transform him right here, but I don't want to risk killing Tech or AGL Trunks right here. So I'll go ahead and just not do anything. Let's try to get Broly all of these orbs right here. So we can get 4. 4 is going to be perfect for us. So that gets us a guaranteed crit. It gets us support for everybody on the rotation. And it gets us 2 guaranteed additional super attacks. So very, very powerful turn here from STR Broly. Let's go ahead and see what he's got going on. 21 million with a guaranteed crit. 2 additional guaranteed supers coming in. And we could do one more as well. Like we could do quad supers on this turn, all guaranteed crits, all at, you know, a 21 million attack stat. So obviously very, very powerful here from STR Broly. Again, we'll go ahead and cut, and we'll come back whenever he's back on rotation. But I think that is a pretty good display of what this guy can do. So we will be right back. All right, so here we are back on rotation again, and again, we got a pretty good rotation. So we are missing Hardened Grudge now, and we're missing the Saiyan Lineage because we transformed with this Tech Broly right here. But we are getting 50% support from STR Turles. So again, Broly's at 751k defense right here, still pretty solid. I'm going to try to save him as many rainbow orbs as we can. Looks like we can get him another 4 right there. We are up against, again, this Family Kamehameha. It doesn't really matter that we're up against them, but I just wanted to kind of point them out. So, oh, I forgot, too, to mention that Broly does get more defense after you get the rainbow orbs. So, actually, his defense is going up even higher. So, listen, we could calculate it. The thing is we're over 1 million defense, right? Like, that's obviously very good. 50% damage reduction. I mean, that's about all you can ask from a Super EZA. The thing that's nice about building him up as well is that it's pretty much in your hands. You know, a character like Physical Kid Buu is pretty good. He's kind of similar. But Physical Kid Buu's buildup is completely in the hands of the enemy. So if you want to run Physical Kid Buu as a floater, that's great, but you could potentially get him to the very end of the fight, and you need him to be a tanky boy, and he hasn't taken any hits, so he's going to get obliterated, right? Whereas STR Broly, it's like, even if you float him and he doesn't do anything until the very end of the fight, there's still a chance that you could get him built up to a decent level before he has to take any hits. So I do like that. Broly's buildup is in your hands. I'm very, very happy about that. And here he is again at a 23 million attack stat. Guaranteed crit right here. We have 2 guaranteed additional supers coming in after this. So here's one of the guaranteeds. We have 1 more after this. And this is another reason why you don't really need to give him any crit. Like, I gave him a bunch of crit because I didn't know how consistent it would be to get 4 rainbow orbs. But this is 2 turns in a row where we've gotten it. He could do 1 more. He doesn't. Okay. So I'm thinking I definitely will get more additional into this guy. Just because I do want to see that, I want to see that 4th super attack pop off. I do want to see that. So, again, it's insane how good his performance is. I am very, very happy with this Broly right here. I don't know that we could have asked for a better sub EZA than this. This entire celebration, they have really, really come through with the units. The issue has been that these fights are not on the level of our units, which is honestly a slight breath of fresh air compared to like last year, where we got Fusion Zamasu and then suddenly all the units that we got the entire celebration just sucked and weren't good anymore. That kind of felt terrible, right? Like whenever Fusion Zamasu came out, and then for the next 6 months, the game was just dead because every unit that came out had to be, like, you had to be a slot 1 juggernaut immediately, otherwise you were just worthless, right? Like, because you weren't getting past Fusion Zamasu's AoE, and it felt terrible. And then this year it's like, hey, every unit is just dominating everything. How about that? And everyone's like, oh, we're bored. And it's like, well, we are, but it's just because, like, the fight, there should at least be 1 fight every celebration that's on par with our units, right? It doesn't need to be, you know, like, oh, everything is irrelevant now. It's just like, no, but the units from the celebration should feel at their best in that fight. The fights in this celebration feel like they're at their best in fights that came out during Tanabata, basically, right? Which is fine, but that just means that it feels like we're getting a lot of fights during this celebration that don't really, I don't want to say they don't matter, but you guys know what I'm trying to say? We feel like we end up getting fights that just, because, I don't want another Fusion Zamasu situation where it comes out and like, oh, STR Broly, yeah, he's irrelevant, right? Like, the Super EZA, who cares because he's trash, right? I just want him to feel, I don't know what the word I want to use is. Not necessarily even pushed to his limits, but I just want to feel like he at least had to, like, put on his boxing gloves, right? I don't know. I'm going to play Tech Broly's active skill because it makes me laugh.
Where do you think you're going? I'm preparing the rocket so he can escape the explosion! And a rocket built for one person.
That's always a good one, you know? We Saiyans have no limits unless we're trapped in a space pod and crushed by our sun. So here we go. 500k defense. This is going to be kind of a low-end turn right here. We don't have the domain buff up. We don't have any support. But let's see how we do anyway. Let's go ahead and grab some orbs right here. Tech BROLY is going to be great, obviously. Let's grab those. That's 3 orbs for him. So again, that's kind of below that 4 orb threshold that we want to hit. And let's grab these physical orbs right here, and let's just do it. I mean, these events can't challenge us. This is the Family Kamehameha. Again, this is the new Supreme Battle Spectacle. I haven't actually looked at the stats for it yet. I just assume it's trash. Like, this Goku shows up, and he just completely abandons his son. He's like, all right, guys, let's do this. This is my fight. Broly's my boss. There he goes. You know, there he is. He really helped him out, guys. What do you think? Rate on a scale of 1 to 10, how much Goku helped his boys out right there. So how hard are these bosses hitting? Where is it? Okay, Supreme Magnificent Battle Movie Edition. This is Stage 6 against Super Saiyan Gohan Teen. So this Family Kamehameha hits for 2 million. That's it. It's just a 2 million attack stat. And then they get 50% more attack on the 4th turn from the character's entry turn. Okay, so... you know, on turn 4, if he's still around, he's going to get more stats. So, you know, STR BROLY might have something to say about that. Notice how his health bar is nearly gone. But yeah, like, he's not even actually at 2 million. It's actually just right below 2 million. So, like, I'm sorry. Like, that's not that crazy anymore. This deep into a fight, whoa, that was a really even attack stat number. What was that, like 10,400,000? That's pretty funny. But yeah, like this deep into a fight, you're only doing 2 million. Like, I'm sorry. Broly and Goku and Frieza exist, man. Like, I'm gonna need you to tighten up, Gohan. Family Kamehameha. Like, if this super attack right here was doing, like, I don't know, 5 million, or maybe like 2 million, but it was doing a crit, I think that would have been really good. I mean, I'm half tempted to just KO this guy right here. I'll use Turles' active skill, sure, why not? I'll use this. Anyway, I'll cut right here. We will be right back. Alright, we ended up KOing old Gohan and Goten right there. So here we are up against Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta. I figured that this would be a really good fight because, you know, Vegeta is AGL, right? So this is like the hardest AGL boss I could take this BROLY up against. So I figured, yay, this is going to be a pretty good scenario right here for him. So let's go ahead and test him out. So again, we got Tech BROLY right here. STR BROLY. We have so many BROLYs now. It's like AGL, STR, Tech. No, not STR BROLY. Not Int BROLY, not Tech BROLY, not AGL BROLY. STR Super EZA BROLY right here. He's going to be all right. We are type advantage right here. Now, remember, we did get 4 orbs right there, so we're going to be able to at least get 3 super attacks in, which will get us 3 out of our 5 attacks to build up. But since this isn't a AoE fight, or like this isn't a fight with multiple enemies, our AoE isn't really going to benefit us in here. So this is probably a bit of a more traditional fight. So I figured this would be, you know, just a really good showcase stage for him. So we'll see how he does. Obviously, Tech BROLY's going to be fine in slot 1 right here, where we're not worried about, we're not worried about Tech BROLY ever. I love this Tech BROLY. This is definitely my favorite unit to come out of this celebration by far. The trio, well, actually, I don't know. The trio's pretty crazy. I don't know. Actually, it might be the trio. The trio's definitely given me the most content this celebration. I like, in that first dry week, whenever we had nothing to do, the trio was just, oh man, were they saving the channel. You know, it's like their videos were just popping off with the trio, man. It was awesome. So maybe the trio is actually my favorite unit because it's probably the reason you are here watching this video now. But Super Easy STR BROLY does look really good. I mean, look at him go right here. This is awesome. Just major damage that he's putting in right here, and just so easy for him to do crits. I haven't changed his build yet, but I definitely will after I end this video. As I'm laying in bed tonight, I will go ahead and change his build up, and I'll get him a little bit more additional. 200k is a little bit of damage right there, but again, he's not fully built up. And this is a really hard-hitting boss. And it is just a super easy A, you know? Like, this is a unit right now you guys can go and get with your red stone. I don't know that I didn't do an actual video on the red stone because I just didn't feel like spamming videos this celebration for content that's like, it could be a short, right? But what I kind of told people a little bit throughout the celebration, because I did get some questions pop up, it's like, don't spend your redstone until the end of these celebrations. There is no reason, like, redstone drops day one, you're like, oh, who do I spend it on? Like, calm down, okay? Like, relax, first of all, and just wait until the end of the celebration, because you never know when something like this is going to drop, and then you're like, oh man, I spent my redstone on Kid Boo, but I really wish I had spent it on BROLY instead, right? Like, how many of you out there spent your redstone already, and now you're like, man, I really wish I would have saved it for BROLY? So, just throwing that out there. I don't recommend you guys use coins on this guy, but, you know, definitely pick him up with your redstone if you don't have him. I think he's a nice option, especially if you got the other BROLY units during this celebration. It's going to be a really, really great option for you guys to run. He's definitely better. He is way better than the Int EZA BROLY, the Saiyan Day Dokkan Fest. He's way, way better than that guy. So, we love it. We love it whenever stuff like this happens. So, well, maybe some people don't like it whenever the, you know, the Dokkan Fest EZA is worse than the super old Super EZA, but they've just set a really high standard with the Super EZAs. So, I'll definitely take it. I'm very, very, very happy with this Super EZA's performance, this BROLY. There's nothing I can really complain about. You know, maybe I wish that his 150% was on super attack for sure. You know, the one that we were talking about earlier that adds into his starter turn buffs. But he doesn't need it. I mean, again, he's over 1 million defense, 50% damage reduction. He's supporting. He's doing, like, quad guaranteed crits that are at 25 million. I mean, that's just, like, it's insane damage, you know? So I'll definitely take it. I'm very, very happy with where this BROLY ended up. Tech BROLY might get us killed right here, actually. This might be death, actually. Oh, no. Yeah, well, you know, I think we've seen enough, honestly. I might cut and come back, though. We'll see. Alright, so here we are back on rotation, and dude, look at these orbs. Like, they're really good, but they're also kind of bad. I don't know how to describe it, but, alright, so let's grab some orbs right here. Int BROLY should be fine in slot 1. We can only get 3, it looks like, so let's go ahead and grab those, and then we'll give the STR orbs to Turles. Again, we should be really safe on this rotation. We're only going to have a maximum of 3 possible super attacks here, because we only got 3 orbs, so, you know, again, we need 4 in order to get the 2 guaranteed additionals. Since, again, we're obviously, 4 is less than 3, 4 is the required amount. I don't know how I can elaborate on that more. I already said it. I don't need to repeat it. You guys get the idea. So yeah, Int BROLY's going to be fine in slot 1 right here. Not an ideal rotation to have these two together. They very smartly made the first BROLY in part 1 a base BROLY that can transform whatever you want, so that his name doesn't conflict with other BROLYs. Very, very smart of them. Which is why I also think that Tech BROLY is the ideal leader that you want to run for this team. But in my effort to try to make sure that I have a domain up the entire time, I am running 2 Int BROLYs. But I do think if you're going into content, like, seriously, for example, whenever the Goku and Frieza fight comes out, I'm probably going to be running double Tech BROLY. Although I may run double Int BROLY, just so that I have revives up more often, or, like, I have the chance to revive, you know, on, like, going on multiple rotations. That's very valuable on its own. So we'll see. You know, I'll play things by ear, but having 2 of Tech BROLY always feels really good. So it is what it is. Let's go ahead and transform. Actually, do I need to? Nah, let's just not do it yet. Well, nah, sure. There's no reason not to. Let me go ahead and transform this guy. We'll grab Cell Max some orbs. We'll be looking good right here. We're obviously going to KO the Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta right here. Not going to be a big deal. So let's go ahead and take him out, and then we'll have the rotation that I want, which is STR BROLY versus Evolution Blue Vegeta. So we'll just let Cell Max finish up right here. Yeah, very quick and easy to get them out of here. So here we go. Big test for STR BROLY. We're going to be able to link him next to the Tech BROLY. I'll still keep Int BROLY in slot 1 because he's obviously our best slot 1 unit right here. Except for the domain's gone. That could be a problem. Do we have the revive? Oh, no. Okay, good. Whew, we have this other Int BROLY. Okay, all right. All right. We still have the other domain. Got it. Got it. We're good. We're good. Shoo! I was a little bit nervous right there, if you guys couldn't tell. All right, we're good. We got the domain. The domain gives us our guard back, obviously, which makes Broly an actual good tank, right? So, all right, we're solid in slot 1. We got 4 out of 6 activated right here. If we eat a super attack, we might be able to get Berserker active right here. I'll go ahead and pop Tech Broly's active skill as well. We'll just get the damage in right here, and let's try to take this guy out. Let's grab... Let's see, that's 3. I don't know that we're going to be able to get 4 right here, so I'm going to grab this, and then we'll see how this all falls. All right, so we can get 2. So let's go ahead and grab those. Again, that gets us guaranteed additional. We get a little bit of support right there as well. We'll grab those, and let's see what happens. I would actually kind of like to see STR Broly eat a super. He doesn't need to be able to eat super attacks to be good. I think if STR Broly is eating normals, as long as he's eating normals, we're fine. But so super attacks, like I don't really care, especially like a type disadvantage super attack like this. It doesn't really tell me anything, right? Like if he doesn't eat this super well, it's not like the end of the world. It's like, oh no, he dies to the hardest hitting AGL superclass boss in the game. Like who could have guessed? But if he survived it, you know, that would be really impressive. So. Some lower attack stats right here from Broly. Obviously, he's not as built up as what we've seen on other turns. We also don't have really any support right here other than the domain. So, you know, a little bit lower than what we're used to seeing. Please give me an additional... Nice, he does. Okay, very nice. So we're up to 20 million. We should be fully built up right here as well. So these normals should not be anything threatening to us at all. Double digits. Very good. Awesome. Yeah, that's really all we need to see. So let me know what you guys think about this Super EZA STR Broly right here. Let me know if you guys got him done. I did actually find his Super EZA event a little bit annoying. I was like, holy crap, like it felt long. Like the time it took me to beat it was long. I was actually kind of getting a little bit of trouble with that beat it in 3 minutes and 30 seconds mission. I was like, holy cow, like can we win here? We're just gonna win with Cell Max's active skill. Let's go. Oh no, we can't use it yet. So we'll just win with Tech Broly right here. So let me know what you guys thought. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for all of your support during the worldwide celebration. It means so much to me, guys. Let me know what you guys thought. Give me your thoughts down in the comments below. If we get enough comments on it, maybe I'll do a reaction to what you guys thought. I do plan on doing like an overall thoughts video on the worldwide celebration. So I'll definitely do that, but for now, there's Broly laughing. I'll leave you with this. Let me know your thoughts. Looking forward to the next celebration. Thank you for all your support again. I really appreciate you guys. Catch you all next time.